Good numbing. Hello YouTube for potentially the last time of 2023. Hello YouTube and welcome to the live stream. We're doing the Genshin 4.3 update stream today. I don't need to do like a day 1 or day 2 like I did with previous updates because the main story's finished. So most of these update streams until like the 5.0s are going to be just one-offs because they don't need to be anymore. There's no big major story. That being said, all we've really got to cover today is the new domain, which is what we're... Oh, I'm in front of a rock because I had to line it up for the photo, which is right here. And the new quest, which is Navia's quest, which we'll go do later. I don't know how long this stream will be, or what, but we will figure it out as we go. But I hope you've all been well. I hope you've all slept well. I didn't. I'm exhausted. Additionally, I will be mentioning it again as we go on. There will be a point during this stream where I have to come away for 10 to 15 minutes. So, yeah, there's that heads up.
Who's our target this time?
Essentially, the curse of being home alone on a Wednesday is someone's got to get that shopping in because that's when the shopping arrives on a Wednesday. So, I will be in charge of that. So when it does arrive, I need to go sort that, so that will take me a minute. But we've got a new domain, what I'm doing now. I don't know what the HP-based relic, or the artifact set, sorry, is about. I haven't looked into it, like if it's interesting, or if it's for a specific character, or what. But the other one being Geo, like, oh jeez, I can put 2 and 2 together. It came out alongside Navia, it's Navia's set.
Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Okay, it's a pretty easy domain. There's people are grinding out Navia stuff. Some slimes and some seahorses, that's really manageable. That's super manageable. Yeah, because there's the Recollection of Days Past, which is a healing set. It says healing bonus 15%, but 4 set when equipping character... Oh, Jesus Christ, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. When the equipping character heals a party member, the yearning effect will be created for 6 seconds, which records the total amount of healing provided, including overflow. When the duration expires, the yearning effect will be transformed into the Ways of Days Past effect. When your active party members hit an opponent with a normal charge, plunging, elemental, burst, any kind of damage, the increase will be 8% of the total healing amount. Also, it's like I'm a healer, but... It's going to take effect 5 times or after 10 seconds. A single instance of the yearning effect can be recorded up to 15,000 healing, but only a single instance can exist at once. But it can record the healing from multiple equipping characters. Equipping characters on standby can still trigger this effect. What the fuck? That's such a... Meanwhile, Navia's like, look bitch, I'll keep it simple. Extra attack or extra Geo. After using a skill, gain 20% Geo damage bonus for 10 seconds. While under a shield granted by a crystallization reaction, the above effect will be increased by 150%, and this additional increase disappears a second after the shield is lost. Thanks, Navia. At least one of us is normal. I wonder who that other set's supposed to be for. I mean, it kind of works for any healer. The idea of, like, if you overflow heal, which Furina has loads of overflow heal, so it might be an alternate Furina set. Which is interesting, because if it is an alternate Furina set, then, what's this? Yeah, what's that? But I digress. We are aware, we've got some quality of life. Actually, I can show, I think.
Add
Oh, new sound effects. You can press triangle to claim all, and it just immediately tells you there, and then press X and it'll dispatch them all again. A beautiful quality of life. A really appreciated quality of life. I saw that and I was like, oh god, thank you. I don't think there's anything new to get our home base, so I can at least check. Oh, there is. Oh, Furina's still 6. I want to get Furina to 7 so I can get her last dialogue here. God, there's a... Oh, Jesus, there's actually a lot of blueprints that are new. Damn, alright. What's this? A lovely terrarium filled with beautiful landscapes brought from Fontaine by the team. Oh! There's a new, housing layout. Yeah, there's actually an underwater biome you can go to. As you can see by the fact that this one's maxed out and I haven't touched any of them, I wasn't interested in maxing out each of them like it's, you know, building a city in The Sims. I was more than happy to just park myself down and sell. Let me clear this up. I knew to call it a hunch. I think I've got enough money for it all. Oh, there's some nice decorum in there, though. I'm looking at some of the stages and stuff, and I'm just like, oh. This, oh, okay, yeah, we just went past all the prison shit.
If you ever...
Now for the fun bit. Are you ready? There we go. My farm stuff. I'm pretty sure, like, over the updates, at least one of them I've shown off my humble abode. I made, like, a giant square, like, this, like, town square here. Most of this has been been the way it has been since the very start. Also, yeah, this was added. I was like, what the feck, Zhongli? What do you mean? There's all sorts of little things that have been added over the time. But I just haven't messed with it. These are fun, that you can make your own mini-games for, like, all the 2 people who are still into doing this. Oh, you have to hold circle to leave. I was pressing it. I was like, why isn't it letting me leave? They changed that at some point. Yeah, this was in this update, this Zhongli statue. It's weird. I don't really know what the deal is with adding it. But I've got this over here. Can you tell I built this when Inazuma drops? Even though there's like a random, not in-fitting building in the back here. But I couldn't be bothered to change it. So you just run in, there's another square over here. Down here is my beach area. Most of this, as you can tell, was done by around 1.6, and it's all these bits and pieces. There's a few other festive things around, but mostly then. Well, I mean, a few other festive pieces. And then my farm. Literally, that's what I built this for first. It was my farm first, everything else second. So it's got like a few things here and there. Just in case I need to forge anything on the fly, it's here. And the table is next to the entrance here. But this is literally just my farm. But let's get out of here. Oh, she's on the surface. She's not underneath. I would have thought she would have been underneath in the spinner. I'll worry about that later. Alright, last time we left Navia, she was recovering but struggling. She lost Malus and Silver. A lot of Poisson got drowned out. It wasn't the happiest of times for her. So let's see if she's doing better now.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
Oh, she was just straight up to find us immediately. Hey, Navia.
That voice! It's Navia!
Hello, beautiful. I mean, it's like the shortest amount of time between starting a quest and bumping into the quest's character. Like, there's just immediate, like, you start, here's Navia. That's cute.
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
No plans in particular.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson.
Wasn't Spina de Rosula affected too?
Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Oh, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Malus's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off.
And then?
And then, since Malus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own.
Aw. Yeah, she's definitely recovering. I mean, it's just one form of grieving to, like, keep on mentioning the person. But yeah, to keep bringing up Malus, and I imagine she's going to bring up Silver one way or another again soon.
But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
Aw. Easily done.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, wanna take a look?
Let Paimon see. Wait. There's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of...
Oh, I was going to say, let me
wrapped
see
around
Paimon. I
a
bet I
stick.
can decipher it.
And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
I love the faces these two are pulling. Like, they're both absolute astonishment and confusion, but different forms. Like, Paimon's like, what the fuck? And we're like, what the fuck?
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Maybe just write out each item next time?
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself wrong.
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but I don't think they're anything too super important. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, wanna come with me and check out the town for yourself? You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
It'd be a pretty nice break, too.
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
No, we'll warp over.
The Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats.
Oh, this is cool. Just putting the yellow text on the dialogue so you know which one's the advance now button.
Alright, follow
I think that's
me.
a quality of life
I'll
as
take
well,
you there.
putting the yellow text on the let's go now.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
Oh, I didn't actually ever notice that the 3 main Aquabus lines are named after Navia's family. Spina di Rosula was one of the main sponsors for the construction, right?
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
I can get it. It's about doing what's helpful for the general populace.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub, so there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The Aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
Oh, hey, Fabled. Our new patch is out. Yeah, it dropped, over, at least for me in the UK, overnight. Held up on grinding Star Rail, plus I saw FNAF last night. How was it? I haven't gone to see the FNAF movie, and I'm in no immediate rush. The general consensus I keep hearing is that if you're a super fan of, like, FNAF, it's great. If you're not that fussed, it's just alright.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father
Yeah,
was
so
like.
aloha, yeah.
Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head.
Well, something that big also wouldn't have just been his call.
But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it.
And to be fair, I've been committing to the Star Rail grind. I'm rebuilding my Jingliu a little bit. I mean, she was fine before, but I can see where she can improve. And it's like, now I understand her gimmick with her crit rate better. I'm leaning more into that. Because Jingliu basically has like an overflow system with her crit rate, where if her crit rate goes above a set percentage, I think if it's like above 70%, it will overflow into her crit damage. But when she goes into like her special states, like after you use her skill twice, she gets a 50% boost in her crit rate. So when you're already getting overflow into crit damage, if you make a crit rate based build, that's a lot of overflow when she goes into her special form to get a shit ton of crit damage. So it's like, now I better understand that. I'm rebuilding Jingliu. Because beforehand, it was just all in on attack. And now I'm like, no, I need to mix this up properly. That was actually pretty enjoyable. It really wasn't horror for me, but at least I actually liked it. The actors did well, and the story wasn't too fast-paced slow either. Oh, cool. I mean, it was never going to be too scary, because ultimately they have to understand that their main demographic is... I know, like, I say this like that main demographic hasn't grown up now, because FNAF is, you know, about a decade old. Or at least getting close to a decade if it isn't already. But, what was I going to say? But there's still a lot of kids that know of FNAF sort of things. So although there's probably still going to be horror and some spooky vibes on it, they were going to do things to make sure it kept the rating down enough that kids could still appreciate it. Which, to be fair, is great, because I genuinely appreciate, like, horrors that are accepting of younger audiences. Because it's almost like it becomes more of like a gateway horror then. Demoiselle is temporary, but the father is eternal. Yeah. Yeah, the amount of posts of people saying, man, I don't want to roll for Navia, or I don't want to roll for Bayonetta next update. You know, Cloud Retainer. Or Claran's probably going to be 4.5. It's just like, I get it, you're waiting for Arlecchino. I'm waiting too. I have a basic set. Yeah, I know about the map pack cameo, which I was just like, alright. I've been aware of that one. Didn't know about the, I don't even know who Corey is off the top of my head, but at least it's more like, I'm always up for like cameos and things like that. If they make sense. Like, don't just put, hey, this random famous person. It's like, no, is this someone that's like a diehard fan of this piece of media, or is very well known to be associated with it? Then yeah, sure, keep him in.
From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's head out.
Yeah, I know, like, Markiplier not showing up makes sense, because he was probably knee-deep in filming Iron Lung. Among with other potential, like, scheduled conflicts. Which, that's a film I'm looking forward to. I'm genuinely looking forward to Iron Lung. It'll be weird seeing Markiplier, like, in a starring role in, like, a proper film. But at the same time, it's like, Iron Lung is such a fascinating piece of story.
It'll be a while before
Like, in the game,
like,
the game this film's based on is just so interesting, and there's so much under the surface that I think it could be fantastic.
What was your mother like as a person?
Also, I'm not advancing the text, it's advancing for me, so I can only imagine it's because we're on something that's moving.
I totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories.
Yeah, now I know that, like,
it's hard for
the
me to piece
character
together a
gaming,
more complete or intimate
it's
picture of her.
if you look at the Chinese, like the Mandarin for it, it's more like Jai-Min. It's like more like Jai Ming.
But sometimes,
But it's still like, yeah, I
still
get
look at the
direct
Clementine
translation.
line
It's
and wonder,
Ga
would the Spina
Ming.
and
You're like,
Poisson still be
ooh,
what they are today
ooh,
had my mother
okay.
survived?
First we had Doctor Ratio, and now we have gaming.
Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription.
Can't wait for the
a
next
way
character to be called
etch a
Bowling.
memory into the world. When given a
And
name,
everyone go, he's
a
balling!
cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories.
Yeah, I want to hear
as
how
well
they
as
pronounce
one may
it
reflect on their
when it
past by
comes out.
watching
I
the
imagine
sea.
they will go Jaming, or something along that line, and not say gaming. But it will be funny if they do.
I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward.
Do you miss them?
Always. But no matter what, we can't change the past.
I feel for Navia. She's lost a lot of people.
I tell myself that I need to keep
Some of them we even got to
towards
get
the
to know
future.
ourselves, like Malus and
Everyone,
Silver.
even my
They were great.
parents, have already overcome so many obstacles. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up.
Friendly reminder that at some point, well, it's 9:14 my time now. At some point
reached the
between 10 and
shore.
11, I'm
Let's
going to have to
go.
go for like
I'll
15 to
show
20
you
minutes
the
because
new
I'm home
Poisson.
alone and the shopping is arriving because I get my shopping online. So I will have to vanish for like 10 to 15 to sort that out when it arrives. I've seen that meme a million times. Why'd they call you Roses? Because you're one of Roses. Okay, thanks, Dad. No problem, gaming. I've seen that meme so many times online, or a variation of it.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right?
She's having to cope with one thing or another.
Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Yeah, the memes never die, yeah. For some reason, I read that like the fucking Sins of the Father from MGS5. I was like, the memes never die. Dun, dun. Which is weird, because I don't even like MGS5. It's like one of the only Metal Gear Solid games I actually don't like, and it's a shame it was like the last Metal Gear was the one that I just didn't vibe with at all. Well, the last real one, because who the fuck's can't survive?
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia now?
Your turn.
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Also a reminder that on the community tab, we have a poll running at current. Then it will be staying there until New Year's Day, and it's basically what game I'm going to be covering when I come back. I've been mentioning it a few times I was going to run a poll, and the three options are Atelier Aisha, Trails from Zero, or Final Fantasy VI. When I last checked it, there was a tie between Aisha and FF6, so it'll be interesting to see how that spins as it goes across the next couple of weeks. If it stays a tie, I will just flip a coin and decide from that. I mean, there's still a chance Trails from Zero can catch up, but we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as Callus the Unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
Well, considering Navia kind of dragged this town out of bedrock, shouldn't she be featured with them?
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people.
I think it'll just be a matter of time.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
What are you doing?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine. Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to build
Navia.
this valuable partner. Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Oh my goodness.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas?
Shouldn't you be running this show?
Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit, and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Oh god. Imposing, looking into the distance. Why don't we just strike a happy pose?
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
That is...
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Can one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I would struggle so much.
That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
Oh, you gotta go for all of them.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I
Does
got
not get
it.
too camera
Let's
shy.
try
I don't mind
this.
just like casual pictures, but actually having to Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's sick. I want that one. I want that one.
This pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else.
Looking out into the distance?
By that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
This is cute too. I want these pictures afterwards, even if we don't use them. These are so dorky. I love them.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain in their first mate.
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
I'm making a Vanessa edit. I'm gonna have my editing channel soon. Oh, fun. Enjoy that, dude.
But there's
I don't think
something
I'd
off
ever
with
do
the
a character
composition.
edit.
This pose
I get
makes
why
Mr.
people like them
Callis
and why
look too
people do
tall
them,
next
but
to the
if they're
lady.
just, they've never really been for me. I'm just like, alright, cool, you like the character. Like, I have my waifus and whatnot, but I don't do, like, edits of them.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we
I
were
see
to put it on a
this whole
boat.
story quest is gonna be,
This
but that
statue is
doesn't
meant
work
to
for
be
the
placed
statue.
in the
Let's try
town.
this, but that doesn't work for the statue. And whatnot. Yeah, thanks for the promotion, dude. But I'm honestly probably good because I've never really been a big fan of like character edits. It's never really been my thing.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
No, that's wrong. Oh, that one's cute. Oh, I thought that was a photo. No, that's just them being. All right, that one's cool. Aw. Just whips the sunnies on.
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice now, too.
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time.
Oh, we did a first show riding. Yeah.
Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went
That really
to see
narrows
with you
it down.
two. Her name is Adele.
I know who you mean. Navia, just Navia though. That girl. Oh yes, that girl. That one of all the female people in this planet. That's the one. Yes, I know exactly who you mean.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
She's always believed that her father Jacques was a good person.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me. And she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift.
That's cute.
But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start.
Hey, at least this way we got some cool pictures.
Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Assuming we get to keep them. And it's not just plot. So I move my mic slightly.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Who are you?
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought.
I don't remember seeing you when I was there.
After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
And this guy is?
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the Fortress of Meripede some time ago.
For what?
But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was
Oh,
involved in
you've been
some
uninvolved
sort
in
of
a lot,
plot?
huh, Coulter?
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
Man, you've been living under a very, very heavy rock, dude.
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case, a lot of things have happened in Poisson since then. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin. Now you could call them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be
I'm waiting for
pretty
Coulter
amazing
to
get
say
that
something
from
like,
her.
so where's Meluce and Silver? And it's like, ah.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her.
We just followed Navia's lead.
Humble again as always, I see. Even when I was totally sincere with my praise.
Nice, nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me.
There it is.
Where are Meluce and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
About that.
Yeah.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Luce and Melissa, dead. They're just gone? Luce, I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Hey! Keep it together!
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning, there was a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be a... I had a feeling, and I appreciate that they're doing this, that it's not gonna be a quick recovery for Poisson. The music's cheering up again, though. After 4.2 came out, anytime you came back to Poisson, it just played that piano piece again. It, like, became Poisson's new theme. So I'm glad that it's recovered enough now over the update that it's starting to get the musical, like, bounce in it again. Because it was very somber every time you came here. Like, it put me off ever coming back here, because it just kind of put you in a sorrowful mood, which made sense, but still. But yeah, I'm glad that they're not, like, rushing it and be like, hey, the Poisson's fine now. Navia explains everything that happened recently to Coulter.
All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
If I had not personally experienced all those events, I would have also found them difficult to accept.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romu?
Not a name I've heard before either.
Uh-oh, he has a secret backup, people.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the Aquabus.
Oh, and it comes back to the Aquabus. Okay, that tracks.
Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the Court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spina di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
That couldn't have been the first time a dispute like that happened, right?
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callis' side.
I never knew. But
from my perspective, Romeo's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
So, they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeo and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long as they exist, they'll continue to be a threat.
Huh. I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk?
So I just got... So I always like shutting up for the story stuff anyway, but the reason why I paused for a second is that I just got a text from my stepfather. It just says, "Are you open to bribery of a takeaway later to wrap a few things for me?" So my stepdad's just gone and brought Christmas presents, is what that means, and he doesn't know how to wrap to save his fucking life. So, okay, sure. That's funny. Sorry, I just got that text. I was like, "What the fuck? Where's this?" Sorry, I had to share that one. That one was funny. Usually, like when I get a message, I just kind of keep it to it because whatever. But that was just brilliant.
I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down. Even
also,
now.
I think Coulter's the one that's like doing a scheme to try and overthrow.
Never see them again.
I don't think this Roma or whatever you pronounce it is doing anything.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Oh, of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
You're going to see a future star of the Spina.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go.
Relax with Coulter as you head to the court. Oh, it's okay, you just gotta leave. Yeah, sure, we can leave the proper way. So I was going to warp out because I thought we was going to warp all the way to court, but no, we've got to walk back to, or run back to where I assume is the boat.
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Well, walk is a strong word. That's not really what I'm doing. I'm booking it. But yeah. Also, what do you mean walk? How are we walking across the water, but not Furina?
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break.
We've only just got here, Navia, but sure.
Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court. Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callis was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse.
I don't think that's a bad thing, though.
Oh, I know. I was just being a little nostalgic.
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this. Okay, the stove's looking good. And as for the ingredients, seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. The two most important ingredients of all.
I have like a million of both.
Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask you to go on a trip just for those.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so she should have some stuff on hand.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flours and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. Let's get to work, everyone.
I don't know. I think it's just too much has gone wrong with not like with Navia. It's like, I just don't trust Coulter. I'm just like, I think he's like doing something.
How did it go?
How much do I have of? Yeah, I have enough. 5,790 sweet flowers and 675 of this of the wheat.
You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
Navia bakes a batch of macarons with her usual gusto.
Oh, these macarons look and taste magnificent! Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Oh, I was like, why did she say magnificent so weird? Magnificent. Okay, she was putting a fucking pun in it. God damn it, Paimon. Oh, robot dog running past in the back over there, by the way.
Boss's baking skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so...
You want to approach me from the Adventurers Guild, huh?
Was it that obvious? I just thought you would be a great fit, that's all.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together. Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Navia's right.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
Paimon, you don't need to like try so hard with the pronunciation every time. You can just say macarons. Everyone will know. You don't have to go macaron every time.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water, in celebration of this moment.
Huh? I thought I heard something just now. Was it just some small critter?
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
Yeah,
May
cheers.
your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time.
Is it going to be check the bush? Aha! Aw. Oh, god damn it! I was like, where's the continuation? Oh. God damn dailies! I know I should have done them. I was like, oh, I don't need to do dailies. I'll do that after the stream. I should have done it. God damn it! Hey, customers, yeah, alright, I know the drill. Coffee and milk foam. Get this over with. Here's your fucking coffee. Just like, whoa! What's with the attitude? You're in the way of a story quest.
All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform. So
It's
we
not
should be
even.
able to
I guess
pick
we're
it
going
up right
over
away.
there in a minute. I was gonna say it's not even there. It's here.
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa. So, as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well. But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her.
The two of you have contended with similar circumstances.
Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time.
Navia, not to interrupt the magic, but we're being watched.
She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too.
Jeez,
But for now,
can you see?
let's
It's
focus
almost like
on
he's
giving
right in the
her a
middle of the
great
screen.
atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
So I wasn't just hearing things.
Is something up, Traveler?
Someone's tailing us.
Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Okay, can we stop running now?
Right there.
Oh, there's 3 people running. Anglaire. Alright, I got one of your fuckers' names. Oh, we just have to catch one of them. Wow, we're way faster than you pricks.
We knew you were going to be difficult.
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
Alright. Alright. She has a fucking gun. I don't know how else to tell you guys. Navia has a shotgun. Also, she puts sunnies on when you go to do her special. And then flicks them off.
Hey there!
Oh, okay, she's very interruptible though. She's... God, Navia's animations. Also, fucking... Hey, fuck you. Enjoy the shotgun blast. Hey, enjoy the cannons.
From the Spinoist, this one's got your name on it.
Oh, that was fun.
Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
Recognize your situation, and don't entertain any fantasies of escape.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken. Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We were looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula. We were discovered and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
I would advise you to calm down.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too bad you guys messed up ours first.
You're lying.
Huh?
You followed us all the way here.
You're pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeu's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties too. How does that sound?
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too.
No, Paimon, I don't want to hear you singing in that voice. No, Paimon. No, Paimon. The uniform gift box. Should we at least... I mean, guess it's late. I was gonna say, should we at least go to Thingy-mabob, but... Hey, Del, here's your uniform. Alright, good night. Oh, that's just that, okay. I'll worry about that later. Well, hey, one man, hope you're doing well.
Here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais
yeah, YouTube's
Harmonia.
notifications is something I have long since given up on. I try and make like mental notes of like general times people stream or upload videos and just kind of check around that time. And if it's not there when I check it, well, shit, you know? But I hope you're doing well, man. What you've missed so far, Poisson is starting to is recovering. There was a faction that Navia's father, well, a part of like the Spina di Rosula that worked alongside Navia's father that didn't agree with him on the development of the Aquabus lines. And it seems that they've now come as a vengeance towards Navia herself, so we have to see where that's going. And also, like some dude that's been in prison for a while came out of prison. It's like, hey guys, I'm back, and it's just like, you just came out of nowhere when all this happened. I can't help but think you're suspicious. Mascot rankings, Pom Pom Paimon March. All right. I know you've kind of like lost it with, lost a lot of interest with March because she can be a little sassy, especially depending on your comments. Like, not as in your comments, as in you, as in like what you say in the game. But for me, like, I find Pom Pom kind of a non-entity. Which I know is kind of the point, because Pom Pom's just kind of the train conductor, and it's just kind of there, and then you leave him to it. But it's such a non-entity. Like, I'd say, like, for me, top would be, top would be March, then Pom Pom. And then Paimon last, because Paimon I just don't trust, and she was hella fucking rude a couple times, especially in this bit. Yeah, but sassy's how it actually was. I know you say bitchy, but it's really not bitchy a lot of the time. It's just a little bit of sass or a little bit of spunk in her words. At least, like, from what I've seen and what I've experienced with her story beats, it never comes across that way with me. But that could also just be different dialogue options. I don't know what you pick for your run. But so I just find Paimon a non-entity, but he doesn't offend me, whilst Paimon actively annoys me sometimes with how rude she can be to people. Especially after that Furina quest. If I was Furina, I would have not fucking spoke to Paimon ever again with how she treated her. In the worst luck. Yeah, fair enough. It'll be interesting with Zenless, because the mascot creatures for Zenless don't talk. they're just like little teddy bear things that are like a foot tall. They make noises, but they don't talk. They make go ah when they notice something, but that's it. I don't know, as long as I sort of get her. I liked, for me, it's like, it's been a slow descent. When it was first a thing, I was one of the few people that kind of understood the intention of Paimon. I enjoyed her as having a buddy on the road. But then, around the 2 Point series, I started to get a little tired of it always being the Traveler and Paimon show, and everyone else is just a special guest of the week. And that started to go like, alright, I wish there was someone else. And then the 3 Point series, especially after Chasm, like the end of 2 Point and like going into 3 Point, I noticed that like she does just seem to just, it's not a matter of not understanding people, it's a matter of just choosing to not understand. Like, she's presented with hard facts and she just decides to go a different direction with it, and usually says something kind of questionably harmful or offensive. And in the 4 Point series, that really doubled down. In the 4 Point series so far, there's a lot of moments where she just chooses to be blatantly rude or disrespectful to other people, unless it's the Traveler, in which case she's good as gold. But that's because you're the one she's still trying to keep trusty with. But it's like, it feels more like the real Paimon has been creeping out more and more. Like, at first she was your guide, and I was like, okay, it was whatever, and like, she's your only real friend that you keep with her, but as time's gone on, I've just lost interest. Like, so I know, like, a lot of people have different perspectives, a lot of people have come around the Paimon, and that's fair, that's the point, they want you to come around the Paimon, but they also, I think, want to, like, have it there that's like, hey, you can sort of see the villain arc creeping in, because it's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen. There's no two way around it. They want the betrayal that's gonna happen to her, but they want it to hurt you while still having evidence of it. And, like, some of her attitude is just, it's too, you know? But I get different perspective. She's so single, yeah. I mean, it will make the betrayal hit. Getting her memories back, maybe. Because technically in Zenless, you're also your own mascot, because you have a... I forget what the little creature's called, but it's like a robot version of it that the actual main character uses, because the main character of the game, depending whether you pick the boy or the girl, they aren't like physical playable in combat, they're supports. All the characters you play as are the people that they basically are supporting. So like, there's this little robot version of the creature, and like, your character is in control of that. But anytime you get into any combat and whatnot, you're playing as the actual combat characters. So like, your main character is only like for the story in the cutscenes. They don't actually have combat prowess. So like, I guess the mascot is your own mascot because you control the robot one.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court.
It would be nice, Navia, to have one of these regions have two big cities instead of just one. I mean, with the whole, like, Natlan being at war, maybe there will be two actual cities. Because all we've got so far is, like, Inazuma has, like, the big city, and all the villages and towns are abandoned, and there's an encampment. And like, that's kind of it. And Sangonomiya is, like, one big palace and, like, a little village off to the side. Like, there's only always one big city. Sumeru tried a little harder as well with Gandaraville and the port town at the bottom, but they still weren't on the same scale as, like, Sumeru's big city. I want, like, two fucking huge cities in one nation. Is that too big to ask for?
He was a very ambitious man, who rarely
But then that's assuming Natlan even has cities, because it might be too war-driven, you know? It might be too broken down and be more like just like a bunch of, like, trenches and settlements when by the time we get there, and a big volcano in the back.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep, and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it. You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendra? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
Oh, Paimon's have mercy, Navia. If you
It's like, oh, you're getting a hotel room for free, and you have the right, and you're gonna bitch about it? Alright, I see how it is, Paimon.
I was just kidding. Be on your way now.
Friendly reminder, because it's just turned 10. At some point in the next hour, I'll have to go for about 10 to 15 minutes because I'm the only one home and shopping's arriving. So someone's got to actually sort it the fuck out. I will sit inside. Anywhere inside? I guess. We played a little bit of Navia in the story quest so far, and I'll do her demo.
Are you asleep yet?
Navia?
Oh no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights
But her
like this
playset
very
is fun.
often, we should try to
I'm still
enjoy
not
it to
100%
the
sure how her
fullest.
skill system works, but she is fun. Like, I know that you basically build up charges, and then you let it loose with her shotgun. It's just the building up charges. I'm not really sure what I did, and I was getting charges. And it's like, I haven't looked into her character enough to figure out what makes that work.
Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
Some late night fishing? Oh, Navia, you're after my heart.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about.
Oh, Paimon's coming too, huh?
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything.
You're good.
Don't worry. You don't have to do any actual fishing if you're too tired. Just think of it as
Late night
keeping
fishing.
me
Oh, that was.
company.
Oh.
How does that sound?
I'm not rolling for her.
Okay,
I'm not gonna. It's
let's
not gonna
go.
happen.
To
I don't.
the fishing spot.
Maxor is. Maxor said put on his Twitter already that he's rolling for her. I was just like, this guy, he's gonna have no fucking money. He's gonna burn all the money from his Cruelty Squad video. He's gonna burn it so hard. Right. 1 second, guys. There we are, I'm back. Stepdad just got home. I mean, I'm still gonna have to sort out the shopping when it arrives, because he won't know what he's doing, bless him. But still. Also, although I don't have Furina on my main squad, because I said last update I wasn't sure if I was going to have her replace Yelan or if I was going to keep Yelan. I ended up keeping Yelan, but she is a full-time Spiral Abyss member now. I haven't redone the cycle, but I always take her with me on the Spiral Abyss now, and she's perfect for it.
How can you call this fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod?
You know what, Paimon? I think that's kind of a fair point. This is like cargo fishing we're doing.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
But shouldn't fishing be all about, you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
I like Paimon's method, manual all the way.
Then, let's try regular rods next time. We can have a real fishing competition.
Honestly,
I'd lose to have the
Paimon's made me
worst luck.
shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
Huh. It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina.
Your mother.
My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say. My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me. Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Malus and Silver were always there too. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. Looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once, I saw Malus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing to the best of your abilities. Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price.
She's still riddled with guilt about losing Malus and Silver, even though it really wasn't her fault. That the flood was coming in regardless. They just tried to protect the people. They tried to do the honorable thing. They just died for it, unfortunately. That's not your fault. Still be really hard for you.
Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up. I wasn't.
Hey, Navia, you've fallen for like the beginner trap that everyone who wants to that doesn't plan to talk seriously is. You're still chatting with someone past midnight. If you could keep talking to someone past midnight, all this soppy shit comes out. It's like an unwritten rule.
Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Yeah, you talk your grief, Navia. Yeah, let it out.
Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. I want to be reasonable, at least. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those
What was he just
together.
talking about? Mistakes that we have to pay for? No, I gotta fish that fucking thing in.
Can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch it.
She's just gonna jump in the water. Oh, we're all jumping in.
Paimon to help too?
Are we running to the line, or we all just jumped in the water to get it? Oh, I can't wait to see some artwork of that. After some time, you finally manage to reel in the prize catch together. For the rest of the night, your rod continues to rack up catch after catch. Well, for some reason, Navia can't seem to hook a single fish. Navia's quite upset about her bad luck, but it's only when you begin to head back that Paimon discovers the real reason to the mystery of why she didn't get a single bite.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Oh no! She's still figuring shit out, Navia. Her mind was a little distracted.
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today.
See you tomorrow, Navia.
See you tomorrow.
Tink tonk, tink tonk, tink tonk. And they had a peaceful night's sleep. I wish I could relate.
How was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar.
Huh.
I clicked past it. I was like, that's such a shit pun. You've been hanging out with Sino too long, and even now it's like, Jesus Christ. And just where did you get that from?
I didn't know you had such a great
No,
sense of
Coulter, don't
humor.
laugh. Don't encourage her. She spent too much time with Sino.
See, this guy gets it.
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too.
We're just going straight back? Yes, we are. We're going to come back and there's going to be trouble. Yesterday's tears, tomorrow's light. I hope this quest is longer than how I feel it is. I feel like we're already in like the last bit, and I'm like, I've been spoiled by like the story quest being like 6 fucking hours long. Suddenly Navia's gonna be like an hour and we're done, and I'm like, well, shit. I wanted this last stream to be longer because it's the last stream for a couple weeks. But it feels like we're already like approaching the latter half of it, and we're only like an hour and a half into the stream.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
It's been a while!
Hello again.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
You're really amazing. And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too.
But if this does end up being a super short stream, I want to, when the event starts, I need to see how long the event lasts for. Because if it lasts for at least 3 weeks, I could do it as like one of the first streams back, so we get more like Fontaine shenanigans. Especially because the event looks fun. For anyone who doesn't know what this update's like main like timed event's gonna be, it's helping Furina direct a film. And I'm like, that sounds like dumb fun. I'm up for it. Especially because it is after the events of the story, so it's like after Furina has, you know, given up her crown, so to speak, and is being more of just her. It's like, yeah, I want to see her just be a goof and just kind of get to be happy again.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform. Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
Oh, so that's it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia. I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
This is where this kid goes through like a huge growth spurt, and the uniform is like too small for her afterwards. Like she's like, I'm ready now. She's 6'2", and like the suit's like super tight on her.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it seriously. Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Oh, it's the least we can
If they do a part 2 to Genshin's story, like after the main storyline's done, if they fast forward it a couple years, like until or however many years it takes for her to be all grown up, that would be fun. But I don't think they'll do that, because I don't think they'll want to age up every single significant character of their story like that.
Boss!
Uh-oh.
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
Oh, well, there goes... Okay, well, there's your answer to their negotiation. Jesus Christ.
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
Could they have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well,
imagine just being like, hey, I had a problem with your father many years ago. He's dead now and you're in charge, but I still want revenge. I'm blowing up your fucking town. What? Imagine that. Imagine going straight to... See, this is why you weren't allowed in, Roma, or whatever your fucking name was. This is why you were asked to leave.
Near the Clementine line.
Wait, could that mean...
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
They want to blow up the line literally named after Navia's mother? How spiteful and petty are these pricks?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina, and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention.
I must respect the audacity, right? Yeah, because that's the other thing we learned. The 3 main Aquabus lines were funded and sponsored by the Spina di Rosula at the time of their building, which is why the 3 lines are named the Callus line, the Clementine line, and the Navia line, because it's literally the parents and child that the 3 lines are named after. Which I didn't even, like, connect the dots of, because I don't think I've ever been on the Navia line, so I would have not noticed, but I have been on the Clementine line, and I did recognize the name.
Managed to blow up the Aquabus line. All that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
We have to stop them from their literal Looney Tunes level evil.
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople, and get them as far away from the entrance as possible. That should save them from the worst of it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you?
Yeah, we're gonna go stop a bunch of demolitionists.
If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Got it.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe.
Hey, I was like, Arthur's Navia's like, we're not taking this to the guard. We're just gonna kill them. that would be some gnarly shit. That'd be cool.
Let's
Navia's
go,
like, yeah,
you two.
fuck the cops.
We've got
We're
to act
solving this
fast.
our way.
Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
And now he's gonna reveal his hand.
Watch out, boss!
Yep, I knew it. I knew he was evil.
What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me?
Point him on some points. Or if we did like, not take it to the police and just dealt with them ourselves, maybe.
I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas.
Is trying to kill the president not a radical idea, Coulter?
And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
You better stick close to me.
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson.
Oh, is he going to do the whole, back before Clementine had gave birth to you and died, everything was peaceful. Then when you were born, she died, and everything went to shit. Is that this? Is that what you were doing here?
But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia. Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you. And so many more dead. Everyone dead. All because of you.
Alright, let's take it a step back. Clementine died because she gave birth. That's not Navia's fault. She didn't have any choice in that. Callus was framed by a bunch of assholes and took his death like a champ to protect his people. That's not Navia's fault. Malus and Silver tried to save people's lives. That's not Navia's fault. Coulter, shut up.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened, and resolving to apologize to Malus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aqua bus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you. I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You've single-handedly destroyed everything that was beautiful. Everything I've ever loved.
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just spouting nonsense!
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing? Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the past before you came?
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes. Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. But is that really why they support me? Is their kindness real?
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really like Miss Navia. And my mom loves her too. I don't know how to explain it, but I like her. And that's that.
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula.
Kick his ass! Right. Oh, you found a whole gang of twats. Hey, I got a shotgun. Fuck you. Oh, whoops. Right, yep, she's a greatsword character. Her charge attack is slow as shit. But hey, she wears sunglasses. Cannonballs.
Well, with rocks. Haha! This one's got your name on it!
I love the shotgun. The shotgun's great. Who knew the one thing a character needs is just a fucking shotgun? Look, boom! Oh, I'm here now.
Laurent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly. And don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
A short while earlier, you and Paimon dashed to the entrance of Poisson.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the Clementine line. If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Reach the target location within a minute and 80. What the fuck?
Gotcha.
Well, not a minute 80. 3 minutes, 180 seconds. I can read.
Beg for mercy. Blood of Frost.
They certainly brought a lot of muscle. They're really slowing us down. But if if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction.
Hey, pricks.
Busted. Gotcha.
That was an easy time limit. I wonder what happens if you failed.
Right?
I'm actually just not saying you failed, try again, but still.
How can we disable it? Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff.
What's this?
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for?
Could be a keyhole.
Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the people we just beat up has the key. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find. Let me turn this guy over. Oh, he's super heavy. He could probably eat a whole Paimon just for breakfast. Oh, you found it! That's amazing!
What is that Resident Evil animation of just have the key but no one hold it, slot in and twist? I should do it, right?
Navia and Florent should be able to relax now.
We should still check out the perimeter, just in case.
Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives elsewhere, too. Let's go. They're gonna bury Crystar!
What the? You cannot jump that far, Lumine. Don't give me that shit. What the fuck? Also, it's the first time in a while we've seen her use her Geo powers.
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block. I'm doing this the Spina way.
You are forgetting I have a shotgun in my umbrella. Alright, that's cute. That was a cute little animation. I'm being alerted. Members of the Mason Gardeners arrive.
I heard from Thierry that even there your enemies
There are at least two good screenshots I'll have to come back for and get. The cannons lining up alongside her, and the piece at the end. Both of them are sick. I need to try and get a hold of them.
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were so cool!
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time.
You look a bit pale.
It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well. Seems like Romeu really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all, too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
Got it. That's good, at least. Coulter. I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them appear even more precious. I am not Callus, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone, but I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the Aquabus routes, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula, but once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
I mean, Navia, I hate to break it to you, but this motherfucker tried to, like, flatten an entire town by blowing up a bridge that's used for tourism that probably also had innocent people on it. He ain't coming out of prison anytime fucking soon. That was extremely focused, dedicated evil this man went to commit. It wasn't a chance crime or some bullshit like that.
Thank you, Navia.
This man ain't coming out, or at least not in this lifetime.
As I thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Just give her some time.
It's okay, everything's fine now.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth.
Oh, okay, I'll screenshot that.
Do you really see me as your partner?
Oh.
Of course.
Ah, she said it.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia?
Rare traveler dialogue.
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me.
That's just because I've never heard you doubt yourself before.
I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered...
This questline might legit actually wrap up before the 2-hour point. Well, shit.
Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Malus and Silver. It's all thanks to them that I've made it this far in life. Do you think they ever
if we do wrap up this quest, I'll carry on until the shopping arrives, because it's supposed to arrive literally any minute now. So if we finish now, we'll carry on until it arrives, and then I'll wrap up.
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what.
Whilst if it arrives like literally now and we're not done, then also I'll come back and we'll do a little bit more, so you're not waiting for like 5 minutes of content afterwards.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well. There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
Is it a welcome home we love you party? Because it better be after all the shit she's put up with.
Take it easy.
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished, but special times call for special measures.
Is it that statue? Is it that statue that they were talking about at the start of her parents?
The designs before the final product was done.
Do I really look that bad?
Well,
my dream pet?
ready,
I don't really have one. I'm very happy with my cats. To be honest, I'm very happy with my cats. Oh, that'll be the shopping. It literally just arrived, huh? It's gonna be the... Ah. God dang it. Alright, I'll be back in 10 to 15 and then we'll see this afterwards. God dang it. I'll be back.
This is...
I'm back. Sorry about that, chat. I know I was gone a while. I tried to be as quick as I could, but I know that was still, like, about 20 minutes. Ugh. I'll put on the post stream, I will put, like, a timestamp afterwards for skip when I'm gone. I was hoping I'd get this done just before they arrived. I probably frog marched it as well. It's not even all done, but I just got it done enough to be satisfied. Anyway, I did see...
Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow! This is the statue you mentioned before?
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callis and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding.
Yeah, and then they're gonna do the whole, hey, I know that one guy kind of like bruised your ego a little bit from his own spouting bullshit, but everyone here genuinely loves you.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We're gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
That's what we believe as well.
I'll always believe in the bond between us.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept everyone's support for what it is. This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.
Man, I wish I got to see your parents. They look so cool, Navia. I know they can get away with, like, the designers can get away with, like, being more extravagant because it's like, well, they're not actual characters. It's it's artwork. But man, they both look kind of cool. Is it going to end on this screen? Yep. I was that close. God damn it! I knew I was so close. It's alright. I've got other bits and bobs we'll do before we wrap up anyway. It's just the timing of it, of course. I hope this stays there like permanently. Like, it's just like always here for you to go check out because it's cool.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become
We'll still fleff around for a little bit.
President.
It's my last stream before I'm off for 2 weeks. Of course I'm going to mess around for a little bit.
Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier.
But the gift from the townspeople.
I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait.
Aww.
I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos. I've never thought I'd receive a family portrait of my own. Especially not like this. It seems like I'm not such an unlucky person after all.
I think that'll be a beautiful statue when it's all done. I hope that actually happens. Like, later on we'll come back and the statue will be finished.
Back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed
About
by
Clementine.
it. You know, I've thought about it before. Though my mother only wanted me to live a happy life, that's actually a tall order as well. In practice,
What the fuck?
it's just
Oh,
as
there's a
hard
cat
to
there. I was
achieve
like,
my father's
what was
expectations.
that about? I was going, meow. I was like, my cat's not in here.
Even though my parents had very different personalities, they always had a lot of respect for each other. The Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. It would have been a little close-minded to assess or evaluate it only from the perspective of the clan. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate or oppose the building of the lines.
And lastly, about that bit where you
Seems
doubted
like,
yourself.
Looking back on it, I'm... Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Please don't say that again. It's super embarrassing for me. Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Oh, wait. But it'd also be bad if you were to forget it. Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't ever mention it again.
Fine, I'll keep your moment of weakness between us. I hope at some point we come back and this is a full statue. That would be super sick. Genuinely be super cool. Wouldn't it be cool? Oh, we can get our daily commission. I still am missing a percentage in the Court of Fontaine, by the way. There's still a treasure chest somewhere out in this mess I haven't fucking found, and I have long since given up. I'm trying, but every time I check, I never find it. I know it will just show up unexpectedly one day, but every time I do this, there's nothing. And I have searched far and wide across this entire dome of an area, and nothing pops up. I have no idea where that last chest is. But I digress. We still got a little bit of time. The event isn't started yet, so like that is kind of it for content we can cover. But I am going to show what Navia's about. And I will make an effort to roll for her, but I'm not fussed if I don't get her. When a character in the party obtains an elemental shard... Oh, you get the shrapnel from getting elemental shards. Okay. So she literally is like almost like self-sufficient because Geo produces way more shards than any other element. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll show.
This one's got your name on it. Watch out!
I love the reload animation as well. I love the fact that she chucks sunglasses on.
Yeah!
And then does away with them. Like all of her, and she uses a fucking like. Look at this. That's not a great sword. That's not a great sword. That's a halberd. I want to see what our like in between animations are. Oh, catches the dress. Okay, cute. Interesting buddy up team they've given for this. Bennett, Shangling, Ningguan, and then Navia. I guess because it produces shards quick. Yeah, it's because it produces. It's a team that produces a lot of shards quick.
Umbrella Warfare, I guess.
Umbrella Warfare.
This one's got your name on it. Teamwork is dream. Hey, yeah. Submit. Coming at ya.
Cannonballs.
That's the way.
Oh, I wonder, can you like... Oh, you don't have any charges. Can I like shoot up at the eye to do the stun? Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I'm going in. Feeling lucky? Watch out.
I'll cannonball it.
From Listina with love.
Alright, so that's cute. If you get loads of elemental shards, she gets more charges. Also, Ayaka's here. Alright, I said I would. She's only getting a couple rounds. I'm not, because I'm still saving. She's only getting a couple rounds. Let's just see, alright? Let's just see. God, we've got a fucking weapon, alright. Oh, Candace, I'll take that. She's great. Oh, well, fuck. Alright, here we find out. Oh, Sucrose. Alright, Navia. Navia. Hello, Candace. It's always nice to see you again. Navia. Navia. No! Tainari, you fuck! Well, at least Arlecchino's guaranteed. I'll put up with that. At least Arlecchino's guaranteed. are, you fuck. Oh, who else? Oh, right, Candace, we got a few. At least Arlie's guaranteed. I see. That was a fun story quest, though. It was short, which really caught me by surprise, because all the Unfontaine quests have been so long. They finally accepted, and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe we did blow our load and made the quest way too goddamn long. Let's, like, shrink it down just a smidge. But that's fine, because... But the thing is, that's also the, like, not the last, but the last for a hot minute of Fontaine we're going to see. Because the next update's Chinese New Year, so it's going to be back in leeway. Yeah, that's only a few chapters. I mean, most of these are kept kind of down to just 3 chapters. But they are, like, they were still pretty long. Rivesley took a minute. Furina's took us, like, a whole stream. But I like Navia. All of the Fontaine women I really enjoy. They're genuinely some of my favourite characters in the game. Which, to be fair, is kind of cheating because it's just the writers have got more experienced and better, so, But as a whole, yeah, I love the Fontainians. I don't think there's any new enemies. This update is kind of like a smaller in-between enemy, update, to be fair. Have I done my weekly bosses? I can at least do that to kill some time and chat for a bit. This was a fun boss in the last update. And I do need to keep fighting it because I'm still working on Furina's talents. I could do some Spiral Abyss, show it off. Just because I'm up for streaming a little longer, that's all. It's too early to wrap up for the last stream, so I want to just keep on going.
Shine down. Crush.
That was way too late.
Busted.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'll do some Spiral Abyss afterwards just to mess around. Because I never really showed me doing the combat because it's usually just the story stuff we're here for, you know? I never actually showed my routine and my setups and how I handle things.
Busted. There is no escape. Beg for mercy.
Alright, that's enough to max it out, so it's going to go Rage mode. Yeah, doesn't even need to summon the orb, just go straight into Rage.
Shine down. Crush. Vengeance will be mine. I condemn you.
Oh, hey, the Robu dick? What?
The odds are against us. Beg for mercy.
What the fuck? Moby Dick. Oh, okay, I'm glad you clarified, because for a second I was like, the fuck are you talking about?
There is no escape.
I was real confused for a minute there.
Time to go.
I did not get the connotation you was going for straight away. Actually, what is my, Furina talents available to get to right now? Let me check.
Take it easy.
Your friend, yeah, I know, but I'm British, and so only people only ever call people dicks or dickheads for most of their insults. So I was like, when I read that, I was like, what? My brain immediately went to that. Furina, how are we doing on the talents? Oh, nearly. How am I low on whooper flowers after all this time? Are you serious, game? How?
Take it easy.
Yeah, thank you. I've got 1,487 of these things. Gee. Nice, got 69 of them back. And I'm not worried financially, so that's why I'm just burning it. This isn't Star Rail. Star Rail, I always feel like every time I try and upgrade something, money stops me. Oh, okay, and we're missing this as well. At least that one makes more sense. Can I make more of these, or am I actually genuinely just low? Oh, I can, but not many. I am genuinely just low. Okay. Alright, so I'll have to worry about that for now. But level 9 across the board's not bad. Yeah, let me... Just to kill some time, because I'm not wrapping up yet, because it's too early to... Show my Spiral Abyss showcase. I'll try and go to distance. I usually don't bother, but I'll try and go to distance. You can see I usually don't bother going to distance. It's just not fun enough to do it. Alright, okay, Hydro enemies on the latter side. On the former side, sorry. Yeah, that's my usual squad. My two teams that I've built for this. Before I had Furina, Noelle was in Furina's spot, so then both teams had a healer, but now it's what I roll. There's this one, it's early floors, doesn't really matter.
Obey! By ordinance divine, shudder! More speed. Flood of frost. Eye for an eye.
Let's get down to business.
Rack and ruin. Illusion shatter. Unleash.
Hey, can you tell I've got a bit powerful? Can you tell I've been playing this game a lot, and the squad's got pretty powerful over time? Whoops.
Let's get down to business.
To the ferry.
Gotcha.
Finally,
Here comes the catch.
Another test subject.
I say that when we get to floor 12, I will still die a lot. Because floor 12 has a lot of bullshit.
Obey! Unleash! Do your master's bidding! Time to shine! Crush! Vengeance will be mine! Eye for an eye! The odds are against us. Shudder!
Free!
More speed. Now you shall perish!
But I'm not gonna give up free Prima Gems, so even if it is kind of easy, I'm like, yeah, I'll still do it.
Quietly now.
Submit!
So it's just floor 12, but a lot of floor 12, and it's been like this for, honestly, years now. It's been a constant complaint, actually, for a few people for years as well. That floor 12 has just, every time it gets recycled with new enemies, they just make it harder. They don't keep the challenge around the same for floor 12, but they do 9, 10, 11. And so floor 12 just isn't that fun to do. And you do this for the plat. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, floor 9 to 12 resets. I believe it's every full moon phase. So like when it reaches a new moon, it resets. When it reaches a full moon, it resets. Or at least around that sort of timing.
Beg for mercy.
But you get a bunch of free primos and artifacts for doing it, so it's always worth doing it. It's just don't do floor 12 unless you really want to. It's really, really rarely worth it because floor 12's only gotten harder as time's gone on.
Let my name echo in song! Shudder! Crush!
But whilst we're doing this, it's a small announcement for January. I am absolutely streaming Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, but now for more than just because I'm not Versus, sorry, Relink, the new one, but not just because you know the usual. I'm interested in it. I have early access. I'll be playing it on 2 days before it comes out. Oh, sorry, 3 days because it's the 29th. I've got it because it comes out February 1st worldwide, and I'll be playing it on the 29th of January. So I've got more reasons to play it when it comes out. Then I already was going to, so it's one of those things I was like, oh sweet, there's that still.
Your life is mine.
Busted. Game's up. Fun's over.
And I am genuinely super excited for it. Alright, what do we got? Does it matter? Ooh, does kind of matter because of all them on the side. I think I will keep the same squad order. What I mean is that sometimes what team I have on the first half and the second half, I flip depending on what side would be more beneficial for what obstacle. Yelan gets more bonuses the more of a variety of elements you have in your party. Which is why there's no double ups on Yelan's side. It's water, fire, ground, and ice. Whilst on the other side, the ice bonus is nice, so I take 2 ice characters. Oh, I didn't even see what that was. Hang on. No, I've got several characters that get damage bonuses from having more health, so I'll take the health bonus.
Obey.
In fact, we have at least one character on both sides. We have at least Furina on this side and at least Hu Tao on the other. So there's a reason to have more health.
Rack and ruin. More speed. Yes.
Have a load of what? They're going, have a load of this, like half a second before the nuke dropped.
Nice.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
Oh, skill damage, easy.
There is no escape. Beg for mercy. Strike a pose. Let the world collide. Obey. Do your master's bidding.
There's so much elemental synergy going on at once. I'm absolutely doing that.
Eye for an eye.
Alright, she's fully healed. You can swap back. Ow, ow.
Crush. Illusion shatter. Unleash. Obey. By ordinance divine. Rack and ruin.
I genuinely, I think this is the first time in all like the Genshin streams I've done, I've ever actually shown off the Spiral Abyss at all, or at least the last few floors of the Spiral Abyss.
Don't waste my time.
Quietly now.
So I usually do all the Abyss off stream, like in my own time. I never bother. This is like the one time it's actually been here, and we've done a stream early, so we've got time to kill to kind of really do it. Even like usually when it's like story stuff, it's still like longish. I know like for the updates coming up, whenever the next boss drops, which is supposed to be 4.6, that one will probably be a bit longer, because the 3.6 and the 2.5 extra bosses ended up having longer-ish side quests tied to them, or story quests tied to them. And considering that's the Arlecchino quest, yeah, I think they're going to spend some time.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand.
Beg for mercy.
Your
Freeze to the core.
sacrifice is ready.
Eye for an eye.
Will meet.
Your life is mine. Gotcha.
It's always funny playing Ningguang, because for anyone who doesn't know, Ningguang was, in the early alpha, Ningguang was a 5-star. She got demoted to a 4-star before launch. And it's always funny because you can tell she was once a 5-star, because she's a little bit better in places. Okay, alright, we absolutely need, Yelan's on team 1. And it's theorized that Barbara was originally going to be a 5-star, but we don't know that for a fact. It's just that she's the only 4-star with a dedicated animation to her burst. All other 5-stars don't get bonus animations for their burst.
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
Hey, leave it alone.
Quietly now.
Time to go.
Busted.
This is the only one I might, like, not get full percentage on, because fuck these challenges.
You wait. Things are about to get dicey.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm not a fan of those challenges, and they were really annoying and of these challenges, and they're a really annoying, inconvenient enemy to try and do that with. Because they just keep on shooting their bullshit regardless.
I condemn you.
So we need, like, ranged assassins if we're going to do that.
Shine down. Unleash. Obey.
Do your master's bidding. Strike a pose. Time to shine.
Crush.
God, I just saw my Furina's over 50,000 health. Hey, do you know Furina set allows her to break the record of health? She has the most health potential of any character in the game. Her health can exceed 110,000. Oh, these guys. Hey, Enjo.
Quietly now.
The elemental resistance only kicks in when they enter phase 2, so I can beat them up with fire.
Higher, higher, hands on fire.
Busted. Quietly now.
Don't waste my time.
Go.
Your life is mine.
It's nothing. Here comes the cash. Take it easy. Give up. Busted.
Where's the thing you put down if you're shouting that?
Don't waste my time.
I appreciate that all the Abyss Order always really loudly shout exactly what attack they're about to do. Like they're video game enemies.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey. More speed.
Illusion shattered.
Beg for mercy. Flood of frost. Rack and ruin. Shine down. Manifest. Cryo.
It's nice seeing the Sumeru enemies again. I actually don't mind a lot of the Sumeru enemies. I know they're super bulky for a lot of them, but I like them.
Eye for an eye.
Final floor. Just straight attack bonus. Sure, I'll take it.
We meet at last. Appreciate
My sincerity.
Busted.
Gotcha.
Enjoy.
This is the only time, like, yeah, the last fight of floor 11 is the first fight where it can be slightly worrying because now their level is surpassing yours. And then when floor 12, all of them are higher level than you, with it ending with the enemies at level 100 flat, which is just like, oh god.
Quietly now. Don't waste my time.
See? Go! Time to go!
Busted. Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over.
We should be good though. Where's the other one? There he is.
Illusion shattered. Unleash.
Let my name echo in song!
Shudder. Vengeance will be mine. Shine down. Manifest. Beg for mercy.
We're done here. Alright, what bullshit do we have on floor 12? Okay, that's just annoying, but sure. Oh, okay, we need fire on team 2 because I'll destroy the terrace room. Oh, and then Dirge Capella. Alright, we need a lot of fire on team 2, so this will be team 1. Because the Jade Terrace room will fall apart with Pyro, so Hutaro has to do it. So I don't usually bother doing floor 12, but for the sake of, hey, let's just stream for a little longer, yeah, I'll do it. This whole past week has been the curse of, like all of my streams just getting done sooner than I thought I would.
Manifest. Shower me with blood of frost. Rack and ruin. More speed. By ordinance divine. Crush.
Time to shine!
Shine down. Beg for mercy. Eye for an eye. Torn to oblivion. Ha! Ha! Ha!
The shell begins.
There is no
Oh, this is such an annoying combo of enemies. Oh. I'm just looking at this and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, this is why I don't do floor 12 anymore. Because what is this bullshit?
To the core. I condemn you.
Ah, oh, damn it. You can't resurrect characters, so if you so I was desperately trying to run around to keep Yuta alive, but that just wasn't happening.
Manifest. Obey. Do your master's bidding. Vengeance will be mine. Beg for mercy. Now you shall perish. Illusion shudder. More speed.
Let my name echo in song!
Unleash. Obey. Cryo incarnate. There is no
95, all of them. I mean, this is just the first floor. Ugh.
On my time.
Wow, fucking alright. I was like, alright, Shenhe, just snipe in, snipe out, and it will get you out of the vicinity and immediately eviscerated.
Shine down. Beg for mercy. Manifest. Freeze to the core. Rack and ruin. Shudder. Beg for mercy. There is no escape. Obey.
Strike a pose!
Crush. Shudder.
Will you get out of here?
down. Unleash.
There we go. Christ.
Manifest. By ordinance divine. May I stop it? Blood of frost. I condemn you. Torn to oblivion.
The show begins. Time to shine.
Beg for mercy.
Shower me with... Obey. Unleash.
Jesus, ow.
Cryo incarnate. Shudder.
Obey.
Illusion shattered. Beg for mercy. Rack and ruin. Shudder. Beg for mercy. Good grief. There is no escape.
They're on like no health. Team 1 is on negative health. That's gonna be problematic. Meanwhile, Team 2 has got to deal with this bullshit.
Give up. Your life is mine. Gotcha.
Alright, don't be an awkward motherfucker. We don't have Electro. I didn't think about that. That's alright.
Sacred name, Fortune Preserver.
Don't waste my time.
Busted.
You see how quickly we were eviscerating things at the start, and now everything's super spongy? Now,
Give up. Don't waste my time.
Time to go.
Busted. Give up.
Go.
and I've got the 36 stars before, which is like, you know, maxing all stars in all of them. But that was,
quietly now.
A while ago. Back when the challenges weren't as bullshit as they are nowadays.
Submit. Cross over.
Busted. Quietly now.
Here comes the cash. Don't waste my time.
There we are. Right, so let's see the negative health everyone's on.
Unleash! Manifest! Vengeance will be mine. I condemn you. Shudder.
It's alright, we redeemed it, we're fine.
By ordinance divine.
Meanwhile, Furina over here with 56,000 fucking health to play with. Oh, now her abilities run out, not so much, but still.
Crush.
Because Furina's a bona fide demon, I swear.
Now you shall perish. Transcend all constraints. Shudder. Unleash! Cryo Incarnate!
May I present the mining
Crush! Beg for mercy. Rack and ruin! Shine down! Now you shall perish!
There's still another enemy. Oh, it's you. I was like, what the fuck? I thought I got him. There we go. And now it's just this side. Alright, this is the one we're bullying, right?
Give up. Gotcha. Your life is mine. Don't.
Wheel of life. Orders given. Orders received.
Busted. Take it easy.
Higher, higher, hands on fire!
Well, usually it deletes this boss, but this boss is also 8 levels stronger than us now, so yeah, it does still takes a minute.
Gotcha. Busted. Game's up. Fun's over.
There we go. And finally, the level 100s.
Shower me with praise!
Shudder! Illusion shattered! Manifest! Unleash! By ordinance divine! Crush!
AKA the problem
Vengeance
floor.
will be mine! Eye for an eye! Shudder!
This will do.
Erase all threats! Inazuma shines eternal!
Ooh. Ooh. Just ate shit there. Okay.
Crush! Shine down! Manifest! Freeze to the core! Rack and ruin! Beg for mercy!
No. Fuck. It needs to kill both of them. If a samurai sees another samurai die, it will get... Oh, what fucking killed Eula there? If in Genshin, if a samurai sees a samurai die, they will restore half their health in an animation shortly afterwards. So it's kill them both or barely touch the first one, so it doesn't matter when the other one heals.
Beg for mercy!
Like that.
Unleash!
Shouldn't get careless.
By ordinance divine!
This was well done.
Time to shine!
Torn to oblivion!
6. There's another 2 showing up after this.
Obey!
The show begins!
We'll take this opportunity to heal whilst it's just a basic...
Illusion shattered!
This was well done.
Do your master's bidding! Shudder!
An unfortunate fault.
Beg for mercy! Blood of frost!
You and what? Oh, it's just 2 of these guys, but now level 100. Fantastic. As if we didn't die a couple of times to the one that wasn't this level. I'm going to try and focus down one.
Let my name echo in song!
Shudder! Well met. Crush! More speed.
May I present?
I need this squad to heal. Hang on. Timesies. I can hear the infernal call. Shut up. Alright, climb in.
There is no escape. Obey! Unleash! Cryo Incarnate! Freeze to the core! Rack and ruin!
Right, there's one.
Shudder!
How brightly burns the truth!
Obey! Manifest! Beg for mercy! Crush!
Right, stunned for a second. Everyone get in!
I condemn you! Now
We can kind of just commit, because if we get past this half, doesn't matter if someone dies in the last gasp, we can still get through.
let the world collide! Obey! By ordinance divine! Shudder!
We should be good, 'cause it's about to get a lot of element. Yep, there's a shit ton of elemental reactions coming his way that will break it apart. Alright, now for the other half. Who has these guys?
Life goes on.
Gotcha! Quietly. Take it easy. Give up. Don't waste my time. Submit! Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Toss over! Give up.
Rise.
Quietly now. Gotcha. Don't waste my time.
The only thing that makes this fight more manageable is the fact that, because of the fact that the entire fight's built around the arena it's in, one character, or one of the people you're fighting, has to stay in the middle of it when they're doing certain animations. So they move around now because they're not doing that specific animation, but if they want to go back into it, they have to move back into the middle. So you can use that to your advantage.
Opening box of Adept Hydra.
Quietly now. Game's up.
But we should be okay. Yes, they were just walking back to the middle there to do the next bit. And that's it. You reach the bottom of the spiral abyss. Perhaps you may yet shake the stars in the abyss. Oh, Chamber 1 and Chamber 3 we'd have missed some stars. That's fine. But you can look back and see, like, most of them I only do up to 11 nowadays, which is why there's so many 27s here. It's been a while since I've done the full 36. Oh, actually, yeah, it only counts the last year. I wish it counted all of them, because I'd love to show you, like, some of my earliest, to show you how things have changed. I joke to you, you make it look easy. It's because I've just done it a lot, dude. I've got a very good squad that I've spent a very long time building up, and I've done it for a long while. But yeah, floor 12 sucks. Floor 12 is always super hard for me. I just know what to expect, so just brace for it. But I usually don't bother doing floor 12 anymore, because it's just not worth the hassle. God damn, I did 905,000 damage. 954,000 damage. I wish it kept track of all of them, but no, it only keeps track of the past year's worth. So I can't go back all the way to like when the game launched and what floors I was getting then. Because I'd love to have shown you how my team developed and how I got through it. But I digress. This update is kind of on the smaller side, but it's also because the main meat of this update is the event that hasn't started yet, so I really don't have much I can show right now. There's really not much to talk about. I was hoping Navia's quest would be longer. That was a huge whoops on my part. I genuinely just didn't think it would be that short. But that's kind of it. There's not really much else I can really drag this out for. Actually, let me down here. And it's going to be like this. It's the same with like the 2-point and the 3-point series when I live streamed them. When it's the main story stuff, they're real long stories. When it's the side stuff in the updates that follow after it, they always tend to be slightly on the shorter side. But I think this is the shortest we've had in a while for Genshin, of it only being about 3 hours. It's not like the major story updates, but they're like 7 or 8 hours long and we're still going. But that said, like I said, the Arlecchino story, when that drops on 4.6, that will probably be longer. The Chinese New Year, I have no idea how long that one will be. Because that's the next update, is Chinese New Year. And Clorinde, we know, is 4.5. So I hope Clorande's story is interesting. Because Clorinde has a lot of tropes and ties with her character. Because a lot of Clorande's character is direct reference to opera and theatre work. And there's a lot of things in reference to her character that then has ties to others that I want to see them lean into. It's like, hey, if you're going to make the reference, double dip, you know? The main one is that what the character Clorinde represents usually has an apple with her. We've yet to see her with an apple, but we've seen Navia with an apple several times. And it's like, I know that's more just, you know, people just treat that as more excuse for their shipping because they're the closest to a canon ship you're going to get, because those two genuinely are childhood friends and are very close and implied to have once been closer. But they just don't talk about it because, you know, the Hoyoverse know the Chinese government are watching them. But the fact that Navia has the apple, it's like, okay, well, how close are they actually, instead of just implying shit? Are we going to go into that in Clorinde? Clorinde had to kill Navia's father. How has she been, and how has she handled that since? You know, how has that affected her since? I do in fact love my ships, yeah. And then after Arlecchino in 4.6, what's 4.7 and presumably 4.7 and 8 going to be whilst we do the build up to Natlan? Because after Sumeru, 3.7 was the Fontaine tease, because that's when you got to meet Charlotte. And then 3.8 was just the holiday update, like usual. So I expect 4.7 to be like a Natlan tease, maybe a Natlan character will show up. And then 4.8 be just the holiday. What do the British and I have in common? We love our ships. Oh, yeah. I haven't been on this ship in too long. When I was little, I used to go on a ferry to France and back with my parents. I think it got too expensive because it was one of those like day trip things. It was like you didn't actually go like to France. You hopped on a ship and it would take you across to France, port there for an hour, and then come back. And it was just the holiday, or the day trip was the being on the ship for the whole day. You know? I don't know if there's anything like that elsewhere, but it was just something we did. Like you'd hop across the English Channel, which is just for anyone who doesn't know their geography. That's just that's the water gap between England and France. It's called the English Channel. We'd hop on a ferry, go across the channel, like, dock at France. Be like, oh, look at this seaside at France. Isn't it cool? Anyway, turning back around and then go back to England. But I was super little. I genuinely barely remember it. I must have been, like, at most 6 years old. But I'd love to go again, because I genuinely remember having a blast. Obviously, I was a kid, so anything new would have been exciting for me, but I think I would have had a blast again. And that's not just because I'm British. But yeah, because now the main story's done, each update are going to be on the smaller side moving forward to get back to the topic. I said the next one is adding a gap between here and Fontaine. Like this whole like outline I'm doing here, this is all in the next update, this giant stretch. So you're going to have another another path into Fontaine that isn't just this lane. I did the Clementine lane. We're going to be able to... It's probably going to connect to this harbour, presumably, and you'll be able to connect from there. Interestingly, though, it kind of cuts off here. So now it looks kind of weird, because, like, this in-dip bit here is going to be more prevalent, because, like, it's cut off here, and it's, like, the space, the abyssal space is, like, from this point onwards. So it's, like, this little dip is still here, and then everything, like, just beyond there is kind of still here. Additionally, we've already known for a while, but we're getting another Sumeru expansion at some point. Considering we're getting this chunk It's pretty obvious it's just going to be this space left here. It's just going to fill in this blank here, and that'll be the rest of Sumeru. But then Sumeru will be 100% done according to insiders and leaks. Like, that Sumeru is, like, 80% finished in terms of region. Liyue is only, like, 60% done, because we still got this they need to expand out on. Inazuma is the only one that I think is 100% done. Like, they have done everything they want to do with it. Mondstadt is only 30% developed. There is a shit ton of Mondstadt they just haven't expanded onto yet. Or, like, released yet. It's because it goes hella north. This is literally like the southern border of Mondstadt. It goes hella north, and we just haven't gone there yet. And we don't know yet. There's theorists, but we don't know yet where Natlan's supposed to be, or where we're supposed to be going. The original theory is that Natlan is beyond Sumeru, more this way, but that's also the edge of the boundary of the map, so we'll see. Because we are approaching the boundary in a lot of that positions. Like, we know Snezhnaya is supposed to be up here in the corner, which is why there's loads of space here. But it's like, if it's supposed to be further west, we're running out of real estate on this map. We're really running out of real estate. And that's assuming they don't do things like, Enkanomiya and the Chasms Underground, where they just, like, have alternate maps. With Natlan has space tech, that would be cool. I'm down for anything, because like I've mentioned it before that like before Sumeru was out, I wasn't that excited for Sumeru. I didn't really think that much of it. I was like, yeah, Inazuma's cool. I can't wait for Fontaine. Sumeru was just the one in the middle. Sumeru kind of showed me that it doesn't really matter what culture you pull from, you can make something really interesting out of it. So now I'm much more like ready for anything. Like, the fact that Natlan's coming is exciting enough. And the fact that it's, the land of dragons and also the kingdom of war, I'm like, bring it on.
Take it easy.
Bring it the fuck on. I am ready for, like civil wars and, like, the volcanic uprising and everything in between. If they have space tech, even better, because then they can go even more wild. I just know we're gonna have fun. And we already know, because they literally tell it to you, that Capitano is going to be there, and I can't wait to square off with Capitano. Not just because it's the same voice actor as Gundam Tanaka from Danganronpa, but just because I think the Captain in general is a interesting character. Similar to Child, but more exaggerated, because Child loves battle, and will always take up anything for battle. The Captain was born and raised through war, and not as in like, oh, he lived during war times. No, he was a full-on like child soldier, but loves the conflict, sort of like Jack in MGS2 or like Raiden, and lives for it. And the moment there was a war that brew in Natlan, he's gone back to Natlan to join in the Heralds of War, not because he's taking a side, but just because he loves it. And I'm like, I want to fight that guy. I want to fight someone who's literally a war guy. What if Natlan was supposed to be the actual most dangerous nation? I mean, I think they are, honestly. Considering Natlan is completely closed off from the rest of the world as well, I actually think they are. And I've been thinking about that for a while, because Natlan, its borders are completely closed. And it's not even a matter of no one in, it's no one out as well. Anyone that's in, I don't know how the Captain got in, but I'm sure he has his ways. And I'm not sure how we're gonna get in, considering the borders are closed, but we'll have to see.
Take it easy.
But yeah, he is... I don't know why I'm going up and down here, though. It's just because I'm chatting. But he is the war dude, and Natlan's borders are completely closed off from the outside world. So we don't really have the full picture. But I think the fact that they're completely locked off from the rest of the world should be taken as a warning. It should be taken as a threat. The reason why Snezhnaya has gotten more deadly recently is just because they've got more of the Gnosis. But if they get Natlan's Gnosis, they basically win, because obviously they have their own Gnosis. They have the Snezhnayan one. It's literally just Natlan's is the only Gnosis they don't have. Because Mondstadt's was gotten because Sinoria kicked the shit out of Venti. There was a contracted deal for Zhongli's to go, and Liyue's. Inazuma's was ran off by Scaramouche, but Scaramouche, alongside the the fucking the Dendra one. I forgot the name of the region already. The Sumeru, fucking the Sumeru one got handed off to the Doctor as a trade-off of Dottore getting rid of all of his alternate forms, and to basically just leave Nahida and like let bygones be bygones. And then we know that Neuvillette had a diplomatic agreement with Arlecchino, so Arlecchino's got that Gnosis. So it's, and considering, like I said, they have their own Gnosis as far as we're aware, the only Gnosis they're missing is Natlan's. And Natlan is probably, even if their borders are closed, they're probably at least going to be at least slightly aware that they're last man standing here, you know, in terms of Gnosi, or Gnosises, or whatever. Which makes it more exciting, because it might mean that they might be more openly antagonistic even to us. As much as it's fun being like the world celebrity that we've been since basically Inazuma, where everyone knows who the Traveler and Paimon is, I kind of want to go into Natlan and they be out for blood immediately. I think that would be really exciting to have, instead of us being the celebrity here to save the day, everyone in Natlan's out to kill us, and we're the survivor, almost like the part of the rebel faction trying to climb up from the ashes. Kind of do what Inazuma did, where Inazuma had the rebellion and the empire going on, but actually like commit to it, and it's like you are the rebellion, not you're just a part of it, and it kind of happens in the background. And also more war. If you're going to make it a nation of war, I want way more fights in Natlan's story. It's kind of surprising how little conflict is actually in the main story quest for a lot of Genshin. Like, they have, like, bits here and there to kind of make sure you're awake, but most of it's just hard storytelling. And I like the story, but it doesn't change the fact that you don't really do that much main story conflict a lot of the time. When you're in the story, you're kind of just watching. You just want Doom Guy? Yeah. Yeah, I can't deny that. Speaking of, I am going to get back to work on my Doom video to do the Doom 3 DLC. Currently, the plan is to just do the Resurrections of Evil, but there's also the Last Mission DLC, which I know is way smaller, and I don't even think it's canon. But I might include that as well, just because I've been getting you guys waiting. So it might mean you have to wait even longer, but it'll be a bigger video on the other side, so I'll be doing both expansions instead of just in one go. But then once I've done Doom 3, as much as I want to, I'm not going to jump straight into recording Doom 2016. There are other non-FPS games I'd like to do reviews on, but it just feels like Doom 3, at least for me, is half finished currently. Because I've only covered the main game. I haven't covered the DLCs and how much, because to be blunt, they changed a lot in the DLCs, and I do want to talk about it. The DLC for Doom 3 does start leaning more into classic Doom-isms, whilst, you know, baseline Doom 3 is just a really poor horror game. It's just a really bad and undercooked horror game that had some interesting ideas, and I definitely still had some fun with it, but it has a lot of things that just stopped it being what it could have been. And what doesn't help is that they were really unimaginative with how they presented their horror, and that's something that's like a death sentence for horror. You need to be creative with your horror, because you need to find new ways to catch people. If you just rely on the same trick every single time, it'll get boring eventually, especially when the game's long, and Doom 3 is not a short game. I did it in like 6 hours, but it's 6 hours of the exact same jump scare every 10 minutes. It's... You get the gist. It gets old. But we'll see. So I will work on it. But I'm also... The reason why today's my last stream, and it's why I keep on talking, is because starting tomorrow I'm on the midnight shift at work for build up for Christmas. And then by the time I'm free, it'll be Christmas Day, and I'd rather spend that with family. And then New Year's week, although I'm still working, I've got easier shifts. But I can just kind of wind down a little bit, and then after the New Year, then come back fully rested and recovered, because I know those midnight shifts are going to take the soul out of me. Because they always do, is why I always take Christmas off. Even before I live streamed, I always made sure everything was finished before Christmas, and then took Christmas off when I did Let's Plays. Because it always takes the life out of me doing the midnight shifts. I'm a complete ghost of a person right up on the other side of it. Obviously, this is me, and if I get impulsive and in the mood to stream, I will do an extra one. The poll and its results and its deadline will still stand, even if I do come back early. So if I do come back early, I'll do other stuff. For those unaware, maybe something I can wrap up on. In the community tab is currently a poll running for what game I'll be starting on January the 3rd when I officially come back. It's between Atelier Aisha, Trails from Zero, and Final Fantasy VI. I haven't checked it since starting the stream, but it was at the time a tie between Aisha and Final Fantasy VI. Trails from Zero is falling behind slightly, which is fine, because to be honest, I'd almost slightly prefer that, just because then I can cover it once everything else is done more in one fell swoop. But that's besides the point. If that ends up winning, I will still stream it first. But if it finishes a tie when I close the poll on New Year's Day, I will do it. I will decide it by a coin flip. And if it's somehow a freeway tie, I have a dice. Because you can break freeway ties with a dice. You just make it 1 and 2 is the first answer, 3 and 4 is the second, 5 and 6 is the third, and then roll the dice and see what one it lands on. Which, to be fair, if it lands on Final Fantasy VI, will be fitting, because there is a gambler character in 6 called Setzer, who has an entire moveset around rolling the dice, which you can completely manipulate, but that's besides the point. You can super fucking manipulate the dice roll and his gambling minigame to just instant kill, because you can... Final Fantasy VI, although it's my, one of the best, and, is the crowned favorite, it's also the most broken. Final Fantasy VI, you can, especially the classic one on SNES, it's the easiest to break, and it's part of what makes it fun, because most people find a different way to break the game's difficulty in half. Some people get the ultimate weapon, duplicate it, and then put dual wield on, and then make rapid slash, and then you have a character that's now attacking 8 times, but hitting the enemy with the ultimate weapon 8 times per fucking hand. You've just hit the enemy 16 times per hit. Congratulations, everything's going to die. Or they will get dual cast and then teach Terra Ultima, and so now you're using the spell that guarantees 10,000 damage per hit in a game where the highest health pool an enemy has is 1600, and you're now making it that it gets to hit twice per turn. Or you can just have Setzer do 777 and just manipulate the gamble reel, which guarantees instant death, because it's supposed to be a 1 in a million chance, but you can manipulate it to instant kill everything, including super bosses and the final boss. This is the problem when you have a Final Fantasy game that has 14 unique playstyles in it. It's very easy for things to slip under the radar, and they did. I don't know how much of it they patched in the Pixel remaster. I imagine some of the more genuine bullshit they fixed. But yes, Final Fantasy VI, it's got the best story, and it's also the most broken. It's not my favorite of the classics. It's still 4. But it's a good second, and I always understand why it's a favourite. Not just for the story, but because of how much you can break it in half. It's always fun to turn a 20+ hour RPG into your bitch one way or another, and feel like you're just completely dominating. And it can still be challenging. If you don't do those tricks, there are still a few boss fights that can kind of kick your ass. But Final Fantasy VI is easily the easiest Final Fantasy of the classic bunch. It's a complete joke because of how much you can break it. And that's why it'll be a fun playthrough, if that does win. It'll be a fun playthrough, because I'll try not to break it too much, but at the same time, I'm going to show some of the dumb shit that you can do as we go. Especially in the second half. But I digress, I am going to wrap it up here. And that also means wrapping it up for not only Christmas, but potentially the New Year. So, for anyone that celebrates the holidays, have a very good holiday. Whether it be Christmas, whether it be fucking anything else. My brain's drawing a blank, but you know who you are. Know that my best wishes are with you, even if you don't celebrate anything. Even if you're just going to vibe and the 25th is another day. My best wishes are with you anyway, and I hope that can come across. And have a wonderful new year. 2023 was kind of messy on my streaming end, because it felt like almost every other week there was some kind of technical problem, or the fact that I got unwell like a million times. Because my immune system is fucked post having COVID last year. But I got a better mic. We literally started with Ryza 2, so we started on the right foot, because Ryza 2 was a great project to start the new year with. We played a lot of fucking games. Final Fantasy 16 actually came out this year and was amazing. A bit too much, but yeah, you know what I mean, one man. My best wishes are still with you. And anyone, regardless of, even if it's like the worst time of year, which I get it. So it's like I have a friend of mine who fucking hates Father's Day because her father's dead, and it's just like, yeah, I get it. And I always send her send her some love every time Father's Day comes around, because I know she will just suffer in silence and just kind of keep to herself. But she always knows my best wishes are with her anyway. That sort of thing. And it'd be the same to you, one man. I should have used you as an example, my dude, but it just didn't cross my mind. Sorry. And also have a lovely new year. Next year, I'll probably talk about it in an update video, because I do like to do end of year or like start of year update videos, so I'll probably do that like January 2nd. But I do want to do more scripted videos next year. I genuinely really enjoy doing them. And not necessarily just game reviews as well. Like, I want to do some topic discussions as well. Like, I want to do a video talking about not just the importance of soundtrack itself, but the importance of how a soundtrack is used in context, giving examples of like certain games that I think it's not the music itself that made it amazing, it's how it was used in its context that made it godly. Because one man, I'm sure you can think of it just as much as I can, of instances where like a track on its own is alright or maybe pretty good, but in context is amazing. And I want to do a video talking about how important that is, especially in a day where every Sony AAA game really doesn't give a shit about its music and it's all just generic orchestra. And I think that's a grand shame, because the games that have easily the biggest casual audience are wasting the easiest potential to show how brilliant it is. Just talking about novels, I would love to do that. When I actually properly finish my book, which to be fair is one chapter away finishing its first draft, I'm literally only got the epilogue left, so that's exciting for me. Even if it was also a little depressing, because I've been working on it for four and a half years now, and it's the fact that I'm like at the finish line for the first draft. I'm like, man, I'm gonna miss it. Mysterious Spirits especially. Oh, absolutely. I've sung my praises endlessly at Filling the Shade and how much I love that track in context. Standing track, Lydian Studio is the best thing. Yeah. Lydian Studi's whole soundtrack, I think, is perfect in its context. Like, it may be like if you listen to it outside context, not every single track hits, or some of them are a bit generic. Like, especially some of like the mysterious painting, like the painting themes. When you're in the context, they're perfect. They genuinely are. They're perfect. I can't praise them enough. It's the same with how I feel about the Artonico games, which hopefully they'll get a remastered collection. Which, speaking of, Gust as a company's 30th anniversary celebration is also in January. And although they haven't said they're announcing anything, they have said they're going to do a live stream talking about things. So it doesn't like, I'm not going in expecting them to announce anything. I know some people will, but it's like, give them a break. They released technically 3 Atelier games in 1 year this year. I'm not expecting them to suddenly have another game immediately ready. But I will still be poking my head in just in case they do announce something. I mean, you never know with Gus, they are workaholics. Especially with some things like Artonico, I would love a remaster of that trilogy. It would be ill timing because, you know, I just brought a PS3 and Artonico 3 and then suddenly they announce a remaster, that would be like, god damn it. But if that means I willed it into existence, I'll own it. But I'd also be up for, like, anything. Whether they announce the 9th saga, or the 9th series officially, because the mobile game, for those unaware, isn't actually treated as a new saga, it's treated as a one-off. So, the Secret Saga is still technically the most recent saga. So if they announce the 9th saga, or if they, you know, do a 4th game for some of the older sagas, or like a 3rd Mana Khemia, or a 3rd Gramnid, or just announce that they're working on more shit. Or if they didn't even announce anything, they just say, hey, we're working on shit. I'd still be cool. I'm more hoping for, like, merchandise stuff. I'd be really happy if they announce an official European branch, because it's very difficult to get merchandise in Europe, because Gust, at least, don't have a European branch for it. But I digress. That's something to look forward to. But next year, it's wherever we land on the poll, and then on January the 29th, it's going to be Grand Blue, and then on February 14th, it's Tomb Raider, and on February 29th, it's Final Fantasy. Everything else we'll figure out as we go. But until then, thank you all so much for not only watching, but joining, whether it be you've liked videos, if you've popped in post, or whatever. It's been a fantastic year, and I always really love doing this, even if I've had more difficulties than I'd like because of, like, internet issues and whatnot. And I will see you in the new year. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely really helps this channel go a long way. Additionally, you can find my Twitter, where you'll probably find me mostly over the next 2 weeks, my Patreon, and my PayPal if you have any interest in any of them, in the description of every video. But until next time, thank you all so much, and I'll see you then. Peace.